should we be helping out? And I think we have some time now, and so I said, which one should we do?
And I told him he should do both.
And I said, I'll only do both if you do it with me. So, getting here, and again, going back a bit, is the first time I learned about United Way was when I was at Naugatuck Savings Bank, which has now become Ion Bank, back in high school and college, and I saw all the tremendous work they were doing. And we kind of, from afar, just admired and helped out and support. And then when I went to work at Webster, I met Jim Smith, of course, and massive supporters that Webster is to the greater Waterbury United Way. And over the past few years, I've had an opportunity to spend some time not only with Lisa and working on their campaigns, but with Kristen as well. And the one thing that I've seen is the amazing amount of support that they give to the agencies. I feel like the United Ways have become the backbone of the agencies in our area, in our community. And our community is really special. I think you know this. You've been a big part of it. And I don't want to keep going until I mention to you and thank you again for the amazing amount of things that you've done for this community. And you're going to be very missed. I know we just talked that you're going to be flying up once in a while for some shows and performances, which would be great to see you. But I hope you leave this place and know that you've changed this community and had a massive impact in this community. So, Tom, thank you for what you've done so far.
Appreciate that. It's been a great ride for sure. Yeah. Now, let's talk about Kristen and Lisa. Kristen, gosh, we were talking about how many years we've known each other and how much involvement the United Way has in Connecticut. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think our team at United Way Greater Waterbury is so excited to be partnering with Lisa in Naugatuck United Way Beacon Falls in a different sort of way this year. But we do have 14 United Ways across Connecticut, in addition to United Way of Connecticut, who manages the 211 system. And what's so great about it is that we can work together, collaborate, look at statewide issues such as our Alice report, writing that report together about individuals that are working but just aren't making it. But yet we're really local and we get to really focus on the needs in our community. So very like needs assessments, et cetera, complex issues. You need to be able to look at a statewide level, but very laser focused on your own community and what are only the needs, what is that right solution to attack those needs.
And Lisa, what about you?
I have to agree. Yes, and I think, because Kristen and I have worked together in the past, probably don't realize, but I used to work for Kristen. And I think us partnering this year really allows us to pull our resources and work together on some community issues. We also, I work with them with the WATR program, the Volunteering Context Assistance Program, and having Ion Bank as kind of headquartered in Naugatuck, but have a variety of branches across the state, primarily in the greater Waterbury area, allows us to work together even more.
Yeah.
And I think having David and Pam oversee the campaign for both of us is a challenge. However, I think they are the right people to do this.
Yeah.
And Pam being involved with the school system, both Kristen and I, those are one of our target areas to get the participation and the support from those areas.
The other cool thing is that, like Ion Bank, our corporations span not just United Way Greater Waterbury's 10 towns or Naugatuck Beacon Falls. They span the greater territory, and people's live and work patterns are like that, but also our nonprofit agencies, there is overlap.
Yeah.
And so the way that we are serving our community, so it just makes great sense that when there's ways to partner, that we do it together.
It is remarkable the amount of communities that have been served and the amount of people that have been served and the programs that you've been offering all these years, and more programs occur every couple of years. Is quite remarkable. Now, Pam and Dave, you kick off both campaigns in September, and I'll still be here for that. But I imagine there's been a lot going on behind the scenes already, Pam.
Yes, there has been tremendous work, especially with our Campaign Leadership Council that's made up of business leaders within the area across different industries. They've been meeting and planning since early spring, and they're helping us to open up doors, get into their networks, making calls, setting up meetings, and just so that we can work together to address the needs that United Way focuses on.
Now, Dave, if this was Tom Chute and Mary Beth Chute, I could imagine me coming home and saying, guess what, hon? I'm doing this, and guess what? We want you to do that. Is that how this happened?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we're as empty nesters. We got a little bit more time on our hands, and rather than spend them on the golf course or watching Netflix, we thought to dive right back into the communities, and we've seen so much support in our communities. As I said, I think we really are fortunate to be in some of the best communities that are anywhere I've been. I think you go to other areas and there's just not that same sense of community, and it comes back to when you're living and working and supporting each other. There's this cycle that goes on that you've seen people that have gotten help from one of the agencies before, and I've seen this example countless times that now they've gotten good jobs, their health, their family started, their own family started, and now they're in a position where they're not only supporting the other agencies in United Way in dollars, but they're also volunteering their time. And we talk about the fact that every dollar from the United Way gets put into the agencies, and it's some 90% number, or 90 cents on the dollar. But when you add in all the volunteer hours, it's got to be $1.50 for every dollar that gets put in, and that's what really makes a difference, I think, in our community.
It really is totally amazing, and always ongoing events. Now, I know today we're focusing on the campaign, but Lisa, I've had you on to talk, all of you, about volunteer opportunities over the years and things you've done for our community. But there are things we offer throughout the year, Lisa, and you have a big one coming up. I've heard a rumor.
You have a rumor.
Yes, I did. Yes.
We have a big one.
Are you going to come? Are you going to get out there, Tom?
September 7th, you mean?
Yes,
The Great United Day Way of Caring?
Yes,
I think that's wonderful.
This actually is great. I'm really excited about this project because we are such a small United Way. It's very difficult to kind of spearhead something like this. So I'm excited because Kristen had said, Lisa, let's try to do this together. And I was like, yes, this is wonderful. So we were able to solicit our local agencies in our area for projects for volunteers. So in the setup, Kristen's staff is set up to take those projects in through their system and then align them with volunteers. So I'm excited about it. I think we had 4 or 5 of our partner agencies sign up for some projects, and right now we're waiting for volunteers. I've to work on it. We're excited. We have T-shirts, and I'm really excited because when I worked at Waterbury United Way and the Valley United Way, they had Day of Caring, and I just was not able to produce something like that because it can be a large undertaking, and when you are the only full-time staff for your organization, it's hard. So I'm excited. And September 7th, we're gearing up. We're gonna go out and do some great projects, and I think it's a great opportunity for people to learn more about their community and about the organization that they're volunteering at. It kind of puts that more tangible where you feel good. Yes, you can give monetarily, but when you're out there painting and working with other volunteers and possibly seeing the results, your impact is, it's unbelievable.
I love to see the aftermath when you see photos of
Yes.
groups of volunteers painting somebody's house or fixing their yard or helping with food or
Yes.
collecting something. It's a great way to truly get people out, and the Day of Caring, the name Day of Caring really does mean something. It's really amazing.
The other thing is that day is the Waterbury kickoff, and so we invite everybody to come. You have a really hearty breakfast. You totally fill up, you hydrate, and then you go out into the community and get dirty, and you do those hands-on projects. Once again, it's visceral. You really start to feel and see the agencies, the work that's happening, and then you're able to bring that back to your own work site, and to be able to tell that story is a whole different way, because we do our campaigns, which are so important to get in front of people. Giving is a personal choice, but we have a very limited opportunity to really talk about the work we're doing, about those complex issues, about the complex solutions, and really the outcomes we're making and the stories behind them. And when you bring it all together that day, that's where you really see it like make an impact of getting people to really hear what we have to say.
One thing I've missed over the years, not just with United Way, but with other organizations, are a lot of these breakfast gatherings. Because I'm here on the air, so maybe in 38 years I've gotten off.
I'm going to
once or-
fly
once
you
or
back
twice.
personally to come back in 2024.
So I can get down there and enjoy the breakfast and get the whole thing. Dave and Pam, I know there's always been a great campaign theme to get people excited. So Dave, what do you guys have planned this year?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Thanks to the Works Group and Grant Copeland, who was a former campaign chair and
Yes.
did a tremendous job, although everybody, and he'll tell you, remembers his daughter
So
Ella,
do
who
I,
did it with
yes.
him.
Mhm.
But he's just an amazing person.
Is she in
and-
college now? How old is she now?
She's freshman year.
Come
Yes,
on.
yes.
That was a quick
Just about to leave.
turn of events, yeah.
Goes quick. But we do have a perfect campaign thing that I think everybody's going to love. And it's all about the power of voice. It's really what we're doing right here. We want to help every voice be heard. And from those who need help, those providing help, to those that whose lives are better thanks to accepting help.
But we don't want to give everything away, so you're just going to have to join us at the United Way of Greater Waterbury kickoff on September 7th to see, or actually I should say to hear about that. It's going to be filled with real, authentic local voices, and it will come through the United Way of Naugatuck and Beacon Falls kickoff, and then throughout the fall.
Kristen, what more is going on that we can talk about with this 12-town combined area? Just amazing.
Oh, well, once again, it would be with the combined marketing theme, doing some volunteer work together, working with our partner agencies together. I think we're just going to see a great impact. And by having one unified voice, I think that will also help us be heard a little bit better. But once again, it's all about results at the end of the day. It's about raising money, but it's about what we do with those hard-earned dollars people donate to us and how we get them back into the community and help people. We know, right? United Way's focus on education, basic needs, access to health, financial stability, right? So we know children do better when they enter school ready to learn. We know that families do better when they can put food on the table. We know people do better when they can get into a quality job training program and end up with a job at the other side. Like all this work we do matters, and that's what this is really about those really hard issues we're trying to tackle and to make our communities, all 12 towns, that much better and that much stronger. And we just can't do it without our volunteer energy and expertise. We had a great CLC meeting led by Dave and Pam this morning, and you can see CEOs and volunteers on the Zoom call all working together, no matter how busy they are, to get out there and to help open doors once again so we can raise them money and produce those results.
So important. If there's one reason you could give listeners to give to the United Way, I'm going to start with Pam here, what would that be?
Well, you shouldn't have to choose which voice that you respond to. And by that we mean you shouldn't have to choose between supporting a food bank or an after-school program. You shouldn't have to choose between helping a family avoid eviction or supporting a job training program. You shouldn't have to choose between providing services for someone leaving an abusive relationship or providing books to low-income children. One gift to the United Way, combined with others, ensures that every voice is heard, that everyone matters.
So very true, and that's the great thing about like the magic of United Way. It does really work. Now, Lisa, you've come into the studio this year. I cannot believe you never came. You used to send people in, but you stayed out in the lobby.
I stayed out there and
Well,
watched.
welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Where can people learn more?
You can learn more about United Way of Naugatuck and Beacon Falls by visiting our website at unitedwaynaugatuck.org. Feel free to call the office, 203-729-1564.
And Kristen, there must be more information here too.
Yes, UnitedWayGW.org. You call our office, 757-9855. But you know what? Just call my cell phone, 203-525-6045. Come on, call us. Let us get into your company. Let's talk about volunteer engagement, whatever we can do to help you learn more about this community.
Having been here for so many years, I've learned so many times about the great organizations that you work with and the as you've been talking about the last 20 minutes or so, the opportunities that United Way offers to help people throughout our area in so many ways, over and over again, and expanding, which is just terrific. So congratulations. Good to have you here, Dave and Pam Rotatori, the campaign chairs, together. It's going to be a busy year. Well, you already have busy years. You're going to be super busy this year. But you look like you're all revved up and ready to go.
We are ready to go, Tom. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. And I'm sure we'll see you for other events as well. And Kristen, Jacoby, always great to have you with us at any time or
Nice to see you.
at various events we run into each other with. And Lisa Shappy, welcome again. You're in the studio.
I
You have to
know.
come back.
I have
And
to
you
come
sound great in the studio.
Thank you.
You sound out there all those years being shy or something, but no.
Well, I wanted to give the volunteers their time.
That's true, but
You know.
it's great. It's a great opportunity for people to get together and do so much. So
Yes.
September 7th is the big day.
Yes.
And just to
Naugatuck.
say, our Naugatuck Beacon Falls kickoff is September 27th.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
September 27th at the Crystal Room. We're getting information now actually next week.
Mhm.
So we'll see more about it and hear more about it.
So combining these now, right, basically, when you're all done with the campaigns, it should be an amazing structure for both organizations to be helping each other and helping more people.
Yeah, I think so, but, and once again, we're still keeping our United Ways and the campaigns separate, but working together in unique collaborative ways, but making sure that Lisa gives 100% of her attention to Naugatuck Beacon Falls, and then our team is working with the United Way Greater Waterbury area, but once again, working collaboratively together and helping each other as much as we can, but making
Yeah.
sure that we represent our communities in addition to working together.
That's great. No, it sounds great.
Yeah.
It really puts it together well for
Yeah,
people.
it's
that listen right
exciting.
now. Yeah. I want to thank you all for being here at WATR. We look forward to more exciting news throughout the year, and people will begin hearing from Dave and Pam a lot on the radio for the next few months, and you probably hear yourself even.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tom.
If there's
Thank
one
you.
thing I
Thank you,
can
Tom.
do before I leave town is make sure these are on the air, that's for sure. So
Thank
my
you.
pleasure to have you here. And that was the talk about the upcoming events going on with United Way. A lot going on here, and thanks to Kristen and Lisa and Dave and Pam for being with us. It's a pleasure. Tom Chute here with you, WATR. We take a short break and then check the weather for you, which is going to be nice by tomorrow.
Oh, good.